So, improving your life, that's a topic that I'm very interested in and that has served me in the past and that I'm currently doing now in my life. And in the past, what has pushed me to improve my life was sort of a crisis situation where things in my life were so difficult that I had to look inward and I had to think, what can I change? What can I do differently? Because there's no way that I could have lived how I was before. And now I try to generate this process before it gets to that point. So I often think, what can I do to improve my life? To make it more enjoyable, to make me more effective, to make me of more value to others, to have a better relationship with myself. And so I do this process in 3 steps. Firstly, I identify the biggest obstacle in my life. So I contemplate and I think, what is something I could improve in my life that would make a big difference? And so it's usually something superficial that we think about. Maybe we have friends that are more superficial friends, but we would like to have more deep and meaningful relationships. Maybe it's that we're unemployed and we would like to get a job. Maybe it's that our relationship could use some improvements or some talks with our significant other, or maybe with our child. And so we can take the example of job or employment, or maybe a raise, or maybe improving, getting a different job, getting a different position. And so once we identify this issue, on the second step, I work backwards. So I identify what is the core issue that is causing this problem. It could be something like, I need to move to a new area that has this position. It could be, I need to write up a resume. It could be something superficial such as that. But oftentimes, there's usually a deeper underlying issue. So one way we could work backwards is, I need a job. So what could be a possible prevention from that? Well, we can think maybe a person doesn't have very good interpersonal skills. Maybe they have issues in interviews. Maybe they have social anxiety in general. So getting a job can be very difficult. And so from there, we can say, why is this person having difficulty in social situations? It could be because they don't have much access to that during this time when a lot of us can't go out and speak to other people. So a person could work around that from reaching out to people online. Or, just finding communities online and doing things like this. Maybe starting a YouTube channel would be the perfect time right now. Maybe it's because of negative self-talk. Maybe it's because they never learned interpersonal skills. Maybe it's because they just have anxiety approaching people, and they really have the skills. It's just large amount of anxiety, maybe from difficult experiences, in the past, maybe in school. Maybe they never overcame that. So when we go back to the most core reason why we're having this issue, it could be negative self-talk, let's say that. A lot of people have that, and it's a core problem that we don't identify easily, but we can identify it through more surface level issues that we have. So after we identify this, the third step is to work on this issue. And a big hurdle to overcome is task initiation. So when we're addressing an issue that we haven't in the past, it could be a tremendous hurdle to get over to just start initiating these steps towards the right direction. So for me, an example was addressing my issue with eating and with lack of exercise. And I've already started to overcome this issue. I used to be 240 pounds, And as you can see, I'm on a journey to becoming a healthy weight. And to initiate this task, I would do exercise and healthy eating. Not only that, but other issues such as meditation and journaling could help prevent coping mechanisms that involve food, which a lot of people who struggle with eating know what I'm talking about. And so let's go back to the issue of negative self-talk. A way to overcome a new way of thinking or establishing a new habit could be a 5-minute rule. So that means you commit that you will do something for 5 minutes every day. Now that sounds like nothing. I could do anything for 5 minutes. But it's just that task initiation that is the most difficult. Just starting doing something. And after that, it's often easier. So if we tell ourselves, I only have to do this for 5 minutes, that's all I have to do, we oftentimes do more. But it's important to allow ourselves to stop after that 5 minutes if we think it's too much or if it's been a challenge for us. So something in the case of negative self-talk, something that could be a habit to establish, is meditation and journaling. So you could start off the day with 5 minutes of meditation. If you want to do more, you can do more. But that is a good place to start. And after the meditation session, and by the way, the meditation session could go awful. You can, your thoughts could go everywhere. Maybe, you feel like you didn't do anything for that time. But if you set the intention to meditate, even if you meditate badly, that's a success. You can check it off. And for journaling, maybe you want to do a gratitude journal, or maybe a positive self-talk journal. So maybe write down 3 things you're grateful for and then 3 things that you're good at. And that could change that negative self-talk mindset, and just do that for 5 minutes too. And that's how you can get the ball rolling in the right direction, and it can go from positive habits that you can sustain to improving a deep-rooted issue in your life that can then improve a superficial difficulty that you have that can greatly improve your life.